Welcome to Marietta, Georgia, the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. A little bit further south than we intended to be this evening. It's MLS Next Pro Soccer, Atlanta United 2 and Huntsville City FC about to kick off. Both teams are coming out. Jared, I know you are feverishly pulling up lineups as we speak. The Atlanta United 2 lineup. No big surprises in it as we take a look at it as the teams walk out right now. You want to tell us the lineup, Jared?
Well, actually, I was looking up Huntsville. Scott.
Tell us the Huntsville lineup. Go for it.
Cool. Give me a second. I'll pull up Huntsville's lineup first.
We literally just drove down 75 South and got here with 7 minutes to spare to plug everything in.
Hey, we think it's plugged in correctly.
I think people can hear us. We will find out when they tweet at us.
So in goal, number 1, Bernier, Liotti, number 11, number 13, Skinner, Bolaños, Amici, Sipic, Longmire, Incia, Cicerone, Johnson, and Suber is what we got. And I'm just pulling this up and just cold reading it right now.
It is.
We are putting it together.
It is literally pulling it straight up. Atlanta United 2's lineup: Justin Garces in goal. The back line: fullback Sean Lanza and Eric Centeno. Center backs Kofi Twumasi and Efrain Morales. Midfield trio: Aiden Torres with his second start, Tony Tiente and Karim Tamimi. Nick Firmino, Luke Brennan, and Jackson Conway form the attacking trio for Atlanta United 2 this evening. Very different kind of MLS Next Pro match day number 19 for us on the SDH network. Thought we would be on 92.9 The Game. Unfortunately, the game is not able to be played in Kennesaw. The field was deemed unplayable by our center referee, and an alternative venue was sourced very quickly to bring everybody down, about 15 miles down the road?
Not even that much, man. It's for those of you not familiar with the Atlanta geography, you're going down Barrett Parkway, or Chastain Road to Barrett Parkway to 575 Split, Canton Road Connector, North Loop, South Loop, get off at South Loop, and find your way over to the training ground.
As I said on Atlanta,
and pass a lot of good taquerias in the process.
Yes, and unfortunately we did not have time to stop at any of them. As I said on Atlanta Soccer tonight, our extended edition on 92.9 The Game, this is a first for me in terms of getting a game in. Had a lot of crazy things happen in my soccer career. This is a first, but this is a big game in the Central Division. Huntsville City comes into it 5-8-4, fifth place in the Central, 22 points. Atlanta United 2, 6-7-5, 24 points, one spot ahead of Huntsville City in the standings. Atlanta United 2 since June 1st, 2-3-2. Huntsville City since June 1st, 4-3-1.
Jason, it doesn't help the fact that the sun is going down. We're going to be experiencing potentially some MLS Next Pro after dark, and Huntsville has been prone to some insane games this year when the sun is out. When the sun goes down, we know that very weird things are capable of happening.
One big talking point in this one is the youth of Atlanta United 2 against more of the veterans with Huntsville City. Atlanta United 2 this season, 198 possible starts in this group in 18 games. 75 of those starts have been taken up by teenagers. Multiple teenagers in the lineup tonight. One of them, Luke Brennan, right in front of us. Atlanta United 2, just to paint the picture for you from the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. Atlanta United 2 in the all-black, red trim, gold print, moving from left to right on your radio dial. Huntsville City in the all-white, moving from right to left. Our referee getting everything ready to roll. And let's kick it for 45 minutes from Marietta. Nick Firmino steps in front of a pass and starts a break immediately for Atlanta United 2. Luke Brennan down the right side. Brennan defended tightly, trying to get down the line, wants to turn the corner, can't do it, cuts it back to his left. Brennan in the attacking third on the right side, drops it to Firmino. Firmino back to Tiente, little 1-2, and Firmino curling around to the left, drops it to the back line to Kofi Twumasi. Twumasi squares it to Morales, up the left side to Eric Centeno. Centeno playing on the left side of the field tonight as a fullback. He's played there this season Not on a regular basis, but he has played some left back so far. Justin Garza swings it over to Kofi Twumasi. Long ball from Twumasi down the right side for Brennan. Headed away. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta United 2 at midfield.
That's going to be an interesting one to watch tonight as Atlanta goes back in motion quickly.
Brennan down the right side off of the throw. Gets in behind into the 18. Brennan cross, blocked, corner upcoming for Atlanta United. The block by Fernando Cicerone. His first appearance for Huntsville City this season.
Well, Atlanta, we know how much they love to attack down that side. They've been very successful going with Luke Brennan down there, causing problems most of the season. Huntsville's number 6 in the league in headed duels won. So when you go down that way, it's going to be tough sledding.
Corner kick coming from the near side. It's Tony Tiente who will take this for Atlanta. Tiente looking for options. Plays this to the top of the 6. Headed away. Gets to the backside of the play. Morales, but the whistle is blown. It comes off of an Atlanta United 2 arm. Free kick for Huntsville.
I think it came off Jackson Conway on the deflection there. Potentially a very good opportunity. Just unfortunate that it comes off of his arm.
We are being told by people on Twitter that they can hear us, so we are in good shape after frantically getting a broadcast on the air tonight. Huntsville play the free kick short up the left side. Huntsville trying to get forward now. Pressure from Jackson Conway. He commits the foul. And Huntsville resets quickly, moving it from left to right. Insah moves it over to the right side. Ball down the middle, headed away by Twumasi. Firmino pushed in the back and fouled by Sean Suber.
It's going to be interesting to see how this game is called in those moments of the soft fouls, if things are let go and trigger moments going the other way.
Atlanta plays the free kick short. We're in the 3rd minute. No score as of yet from Marietta. Atlanta United 2 and Huntsville City. MLS Next Pro. Matchday 19 for Atlanta. Sean Lanza cuts inside, plays it up to Luke Brennan. Brennan knocks it off of Cicerone. Throw for Atlanta United in the middle third on the right side.
Really been impressed with Sean Lanza's work this year, getting more minutes, taking on more of a significant role. Turnover there, however.
Turnover. Kemi Amiche recovers it for Huntsville. Isaiah Johnston swings it over to the right side. Back to Johnston, middle third possession for Huntsville. Trying to find space out wide on the right. Nowhere to go as Tamimi and Firmino combine to defend Insah. Dropped all the way back to John Berner. Berner, the veteran goalkeeper from St. Louis, 32 years old. Insah through the middle. Defended by Aiden Torres. It's flicked forward, though. Here comes Huntsville into the 18. Opportunity. Big save by Garces. Follow up into the side netting. Justin Garces keeps this scoreless.
And exactly what you wanted to see from Justin Garces. Maybe not such a huge moment to get his first real important touch there, but good job of making himself big and then getting a touch on the ball as he gives a little shove to the post. I think the post moved a little bit. And a fantastic save. It's a great reverse ball through from Huntsville just to create that opportunity.
Twumasi nearly won it in the midfield, but it deflected to Asad Liadi, the former Georgia Southern Eagle. Big opportunity testing Garces, but Garces passes the test in the 5th minute. Long off the goal kick. Firmino comes away with it. Down the left side to Tamimi. Karim Tamimi plays it back out wide to Firmino. Firmino wants to turn the corner on the left. Takes it to the end line. Pulls it back. Right-footed cross from Firmino. Jackson Conway, acrobatic volley. Doesn't catch the ball. Catches the defender. Free kick, Huntsville.
Just incidental contact there with foot to head. I think Jackson,
maybe foot to shoulder,
yeah.
not a potential head injury.
Yeah, Jackson's telling the ref, hey, I'm going for greatness here, and he got in the way of my moment.
Great work from Firmino down the left side. That little cut back to get it to his right foot to put in the cross. But Conway not able to connect. I think he caught Cicerone with that attempted volley. John Berner will take the free kick. 3rd start of the year for Berner. Plays the free kick long down the middle. Tiente goes up to win the header. Torres heads a 2nd time. Lanza heads a 3rd time. And Torres is fouled from behind by Sean Suber. Free kick Atlanta, taken quickly by Aiden Torres.
So smart from Torres to be in that situation, to feel the contact, know he's going to be able to get the foul there and try and get a chance to reset.
Atlanta resets possession across the back line to the left. Morales gives it back to his goalkeeper, Garces. Garces, long diagonal down the right side, intended for Brennan, headed away by Cicerone. 6th minute, no score. Atlanta United 2 and Huntsville City. Nick Firmino in possession in the middle third. Drops it back diagonally to Efrain Morales, the left center back for Atlanta United 2 tonight. Tony Tiente dribbles forward. Turn on the left side from Karim Tamimi. Tamimi on the dribble, inside, gives it to Firmino. Firmino holds off a defender. Stutter step, moves to the left side to Centeno. Back to Firmino. Attacking half for Atlanta United 2. They lose possession. Ball from Firmino intended for Centeno. He's working to win it back and does. Tamimi, cross. Luke Brennan goes up for it. Headed and in. Goal, goal, goal. Atlanta United 2. Luke Brennan puts it away. His 3rd of the year. Cross from Karim Tamimi. Brennan makes it 1-0, Atlanta United 2.
I want to talk about the work from Eric Centeno. It's a lot of work down the left-hand side for Atlanta. You're getting a lot of communication going on and a lot of fighting going on in those moments. And eventually it falls to Eric Centeno. He loses it, but Centeno doesn't give up. He continues the counter pressure. Eventually, great sliding tackle, wins it away, and Atlanta's able to capitalize.
7th minute goal for Luke Brennan. The assist from Karim Tamimi. Brennan, 3rd goal of the year. Tamimi's 1st assist of the year, and Atlanta United 2 and some MLS Next Pro After Dark here in Marietta gets on the board in the 7th.
Well, Huntsville's not afraid of high-scoring games and might have one on our hands here early on.
Lots of academy kids out here tonight. This is actually a really cool atmosphere at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground for this match. Huntsville off the kickoff. Isaiah Johnston, long diagonal over to the right side. A little too long on that one. It's going to be out for a throw. Jonathan Bolaños wasn't able to rescue that.
See how Huntsville responds to this and see if Atlanta can continue ratcheting up the pressure. You don't want to have the drop-off. You also don't want to overextend yourself. How can you keep that consistent pressure to put them under your thumb a bit?
Bolaños was coming back from an offside position. It was actually a free kick, not a throw. Atlanta works it over to the right side. Brennan takes off down the right flank. Brennan dribbling on Cicerone, beats him to the outside, tripped up, free kick, Atlanta United 2, just outside the 18. Luke Brennan is an absolute menace tonight.
And Cicerone's just chasing ghosts on that one. And we talked about Luke Brennan making that jump from a guy who was impacting the game to a guy who's impacting the game and getting on the score sheet. We know he's been capable of doing that on the right-hand side, but now he's racked up the goal there and earns a foul in a dangerous territory. Let's see how many yellow cards he can rack up inside of 30 minutes again.
We have seen that before. That's been the question that Steve Cook has been asking this season of Luke Brennan. Has to impact the game in the attacking third, and he's off to a big start tonight in the first 10. Tony Tiente will take the free kick for Atlanta. It's just outside the 18 on the right. He has Brennan to his left. Tiente going to play this into the 18. Back post, headed away. It's back to Tiente. Brennan wants it down the flank, gets it. Brennan in the corner. Defended tightly, pulls it back. Defended by 2 now. Brennan can't beat the double team. Huntsville comes away with it. Trying to get around Tiente. Smart foul from Tony Tiente to prevent the break.
And
Kemi Amici tried to get loose down the left, but he's fouled.
And does it without getting a yellow card. Manages to get the position there, force it into a situation, slows it down enough so that it's not a full-on break, doesn't pick up a yellow and breaks up any danger.
Isaiah Johnston swings it over to the right side for Huntsville. In their own half, Huntsville City trailing 1-0. Luke Brennan has the Atlanta goal early on. Big switch from Amici. Down the left side now. Cross in. Garces comes for it, makes the catch. Sliding was Azad Liadi at the near post, just out of his reach.
Man, it's brave from Garces to go get it. And, of course, he's going to do it because goalkeepers are insane. But it's a great job of going out and getting that Liadi just out of reach there. We'll see how much they're able to stretch the field, getting far down the sides with these wingbacks getting up.
It was a great ball down the left side to open things up. Garces is under some pressure in his own 18. Plays it long down the right, headed away by Cicerone. Back heel. Huntsville will keep possession in the attacking half with Isaiah Johnston. Johnston drops it back to the young Haitian Cicerone. Might remember that name from Violette in the CONCACAF Champions League. This is his first appearance for Huntsville City. Big switch down the right side. Huntsville into the corner. Trying to beat Centeno with the cross. They do. It's played all the way to the backside of the play. Huntsville still in possession. Sliding challenge from Lanza. Foul on Sean Lanza. He's going to get a yellow card. The young Atlanta United Academy fullback will go into the book here. It's going to be a free kick just outside the 18 in the 11th minute.
I thought he got it clean in that moment, and it's a good job of locking back in, because we've seen that before. When that first cross goes across the box and you start chasing about getting yourself back into shape and making sure that you're not giving up that counter cross that's coming back the other way, and make sure you get on the right side of your attacker. And you hate giving up that foul in that moment there, but I thought they did a good job of locking in mentally and not giving up those dangerous moments.
Joey Skinner earned that free kick for Huntsville. The 20-year-old from Charlotte played in college at Clemson and UNCG. Opportunity here with Amici standing over it, looking at it with the left foot. Bolaños with the right foot. It's just outside the 18. It's going to be Amici. Curls this to the back post, over hit, goal kick Atlanta.
I do love that left-footed free kick from that spot. If you can put it in that dead zone right around the 6-yard box where it can meet someone's head and just get redirected and ricochet in there and force your goalkeeper to have to make a difficult decision. Thankfully, for Atlanta, it goes over.
Efrain Morales plays the goal kick straight up the middle to Tony Tiente. Out wide to Eric Centeno. Edge of the defensive third, Atlanta under pressure. Morales up the left flank. That's intercepted. Huntsville trying to keep possession. Conway tries to knock it clear. Firmino comes sliding through, knocks it away. Huntsville in possession, but now back at the top of their 18 with their goalkeeper, John Berner.
Atlanta not afraid to get stuck in so far, and that's a poor clear ball.
Plays it through the middle. Tiente knocks it down to Conway. Conway out wide to the left. Opportunity here for Atlanta as they enter into the attacking third. Tamimi down the left side to Centeno. Low cross, cut away in front of Berner. Back to Centeno. He's going to let that ride, and Atlanta will take the throw right next to the corner flag.
Wonder who we have to pay to get Centeno, Firmino, and Tamimi to change their hair, because it's getting tough to tell.
It's a little
From
difficult
distance.
at times. Yes, we are on the balcony here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. Actually, a really good vantage point.
Well, three of them were grouped together in 10 yards.
Yes.
Just kind of hoping.
They all went to the same barber, got the same dye job. It's a little difficult at times. It's going to be a long throw for Atlanta United 2 out of the corner into the 18. Headed away. It's going to be a corner kick now for Atlanta United 2. Kristinovic Insa, the 24-year-old from Montreal, headed that one away.
So dangerous are those long throw-ins that, Jason, we've talked about them becoming a more common tool that teams use, but they're so difficult to deal with because you have to generate so much force to get it headed away. It's not like a corner where the ball already has force and you can just redirect that energy. You have to generate so much of that energy.
We have a lot of Huntsville City fans joining the broadcast. Welcome. We're in the 14th minute. Corner from Atlanta United 2. Played to the back post. Morales goes up for it but doesn't catch it cleanly. It's going to be a goal kick for Huntsville City.
If Torres was there trying to get ahead on it as well. And this will be interesting to see how they attack. We've seen Huntsville have those games where they just score in spurts like they did against Orlando not too long ago. And when they're able to do that, I want to see how well they're able to attack Atlanta's backline, especially with Morales, who's kind of anchoring that backline and has really grown in 2023 as a more well-rounded center back.
Huntsville will play the goal kick, and they do short. Berner plays it short. It's played long. Morales wins it at midfield. Huntsville City, though, recovers it and keeps possession, moving it over to the left side. Joey Skinner down the flank to Liotti. Liotti into the attacking third. Cuts it back around Lanza. Liotti with the shot. Blocked by Twumasi. Still there for Huntsville. Skinner plays it across. Johnston over to Ensa. Huntsville on the right side now in the attacking third. Looking for the cross. They find it. Play to the top of the 6. Liotti diving header wide. Goal kick Atlanta. Liotti got inside of Twumasi that time and nearly headed it home.
Got to do a dangerous spot. You talk about it be on the other side of Twumasi, and then Sean Lanza sees it, and he's trying to get on the right side of it, and he's just not able to get there in time. Gets a clean head on it, just not able to direct it on frame.
Justin Garces with the ball at his feet in his own 18. After the goal kick was played short, Garces will chip this into the middle third to Conway. He chests it down. Still in his own half, out wide to the left to Eric Centeno. Centeno cuts it back to Tiente, back to Centeno. Centeno knocked over, fouled. That's going to be a free kick for Atlanta on the far side. Foul by Bolaños. Atlanta back in possession near midfield. Conway to Centeno. He runs out of room on that side. And Huntsville plays it back to their back line. Cicerone in front of his own 18. Drops it back to John Berner. Berner on the ground through the middle. That's picked off. Aiden Torres knocked forward to Conway, and he shoots wide of the near post. Huntsville nearly caught in possession in their own defensive third.
That was Brennan on the end of it, and it's good job from, looks like it was Torres who jumped on it. And then Cicerone's in a good position back there to help clean it up, but then he leaves it a little bit short back to the goalkeeper as well. Brennan tries to jump on it and just looks like he catches it with the toe of his boot and goes off and out.
Brennan came across. It was Aiden Torres who made all of that happen. The 15-year-old from Stone Mountain, second start in MLS Next Pro, a future homegrown signing for Atlanta United. Turned over once again. Brennan to Conway. Conway shoots wide. Atlanta can't take advantage of two straight gifts.
And then, yeah, that's the thing right now. You're looking at two straight gifts where you could have made it 3-0, 2-0 at bare minimum, and really putting Huntsville in hell, and you're just not doing it right now. And if you're Huntsville, you have to take advantage of this opportunity. Settle yourself down. Maybe take a second on the ball and try and slow down the pace because Atlanta has the field really tilted.
Berner plays the goal kick long, chested down by Amici. Huntsville, though, can't connect the dots over on the right side. It's going to be an Atlanta throw in front of their bench. We're into the 18th minute. It's 1-0 Atlanta United 2. Goal from Luke Brennan, assisted by Karim Tamimi. Throw in up the line to Firmino. Last touch is off of Firmino. It will be a Huntsville throw right at midfield.
You got to get back in shape. Oh, good job.
Headed down to Tamimi. Firmino battling for it there, as is Conway. Can he turn? No, but it's knocked off of his boots. Out for an Atlanta throw. About 5 yards inside the attacking half.
Hey, the throw-ins are gaining about 5 yards at a time here. You start working your way down the field. Next thing you know, you're in dangerous spots.
It is a field position battle here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. Huntsville recovers the throw this time. They knock it back to Berner. Berner through the middle. Torres pressuring, but Huntsville comes away with it. Now it's given away. Opportunity here for Tamimi on the far side. Knocked away from him. It's going to be a corner Atlanta. Huntsville really struggling to get going with their possession game in their defensive third.
Well, I think a lot of that starts with getting the ball back. Luke Brennan just makes a kamikaze run at the goalkeeper, triggers a quick pass. He wants to play it out to Cicerone, but instead he has to play it through the middle. All the passes are just a half step off after that point. Then you get the loose pass that creates the opportunity.
Tony Tiente will take an in-swinging corner from the far side for Atlanta United 2. Delivered to the middle of the goal. Berner with a good punch to punch it away. It's going to be run down by Kofi Twumasi. Drop back to Lanza at midfield. Lanza gives it back to the captain, Kofi. Across to Centeno on the left. Centeno trying to beat Amici. And Amici commits the foul as Centeno was able to just get around him to the outside.
Yeah, he just barely did. That was a heavy touch from Centeno to put him in a tight spot.
Karim Tamimi down the left off of the free kick. Cuts inside. Plays it across to Tiente. Tony Tiente tries to give it to Nick Firmino. It's knocked back to Tiente. Now he's going to dribble forward. Eventually does find its way to Nick Firmino. Out wide to the right to Brennan. Back to Firmino. Attacking half possession for Atlanta United 2. Tiente spins around to the left. Drop to Efrain Morales. Morales dribbling forward. Plays it down the left flank to Centeno. Centeno can't beat his man. It's turned over, and Centeno commits the foul. It's going to be a free kick for Huntsville. They might have wanted the advantage played.
They might have, and that's one that if Atlanta could have gotten the ball flipped back around to the right side of the field, Skinner had chased that play for about 2 or 3 passes. Brennan would have had a huge advantage if he could have hit that diagonal. Much easier said than done.
Huntsville into the attacking half. Twumasi commits the foul on Adam Sipic. The youngster was part of the MLS Next All-Star game. Scored 2 goals in that one, Sipic, the homegrown from Nashville FC. Sipic was part of that Eastern Conference team that featured Rocket Rita from Atlanta United's academy, and Sean Lanza, who's on the field tonight.
Rita on the bench tonight as well might be a guy you see later.
Ensa down the right side for Huntsville. Into the attacking third. Centeno defending. Last touch comes off of the attacker. It's going to be a goal kick, Atlanta. Garces will square this over to Tuamasi inside his own 18. Defended by Sipic. Tuamasi plays it long, intended for Brennan. Headed away by Cicerone. Huntsville on it with Joey Skinner on the left side. Pressure from Firmino. Skinner finds Sipic forward. Knocked off of Aiden Torres. Huntsville throw about 40 yards from goal on the left.
Man, really liking Aiden Torres' work rate tonight. He's just getting in on everything. He's been pretty clean on his tackles, but he's closing down everything, making them have to work quickly, get rid of that ball about a quarter second faster than they want to.
Cicerone knocks it across to Ensa. Johnston passes forward. Huntsville into the attacking half now. Atlanta pinned back. It's Isaiah Johnston on it on the right side. Played up the line. Nowhere to go for Huntsville. They drop it back to Johnston. Johnston flicks it out wide to the right. Looks like Isaiah Johnston trying to be that fulcrum for Huntsville. He gets it back, passes forward. Huntsville, well worked down the right side. In behind Centeno. Cross, Morales deals with it, knocks it up into the sky. Atlanta still has to clear this. Aiden Torres gets the position, gets fouled from behind. Great work by the 15-year-old Aiden Torres.
What a game he's having so far. Right there, that ball's bouncing in the air. He's on the wrong side of it. It takes a bounce, but he doesn't panic, doesn't do anything crazy. Gets repositioned really nicely and is able to draw that foul and get out of jail.
Atlanta off the free kick, played over to the right side in the 23rd minute, almost midway through the first half. Sean Lanza in some trouble, trying to find a way out. Joey Skinner recovers it for Huntsville. Skinner into the left side, trying to turn the corner into the 18. He does, cuts back across. Opportunity here, goal, 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 Huntsville City. We're 1-1. Garces got a hand to it, but couldn't keep it out. Huntsville finds the equalizer.
And it's it's just good pressure from Huntsville that forces Lanza to try and push that ball out. It doesn't go all the way. Skinner, who's been really good and really active on the left-hand attacking side, puts that ball in, gets around Lanza at that point. Lanza's already on a yellow card. You see him start to grab, and he stops that grab. He's not able to get back in front of Skinner. Ball played across the box to the diagonal run, but in the back of the net.
Good run from Jonathan Bolaños, the 25-year-old who was last with the Richmond Kickers, played in college at High Point University. Bolaños scores his 5th goal of the season in the 23rd minute. 1-1 between Atlanta United 2 and Huntsville City. It's outstanding work from Skinner down the left. That's his first assist of the year in his 11th start. Took that off of Lanza and got his head up on the cross to pick out the run from Bolaños.
Well, we talked about Atlanta letting those opportunities get away where they had 2 very dangerous chances that they just weren't able to put in the back of the net. Gave Huntsville a little bit of life. The game kind of leveled out a bit, and then Huntsville was able to find that goal. Now let's see who carries the rest of the first half.
Atlanta off the kickoff works it to the back to Garces. He plays it forward to Tiente. Now Conway drops back to help possession, but it's taken away from him. Huntsville in the ascendancy and down the right side. Off of Centeno, Huntsville throw on the far side.
Huntsville's going to keep pushing pressure here. Skinner playing way up there. It does open up opportunities if there's a turnover, but he has been dangerous, and he's probably going to keep targeting Sean Lanza the way he has been.
Thrown into Suber. Huntsville trying to get around the corner on that far side. They can't do it this time. It's out for a goal kick. Centeno defended well that time around. Justin Garces will take the goal kick. Atlanta typically likes to play these short. They do. Efrain Morales all the way over to the left now to Centeno. Centeno carries it forward, plays it to Conway. First time out wide to Tamimi. It's picked off. Ensa comes away with it. Here comes Huntsville into the attacking third now through the middle. The long run from Ensa. He's offside. He actually started that run just a little bit too soon as Sipic tried to swing it through to Ensa on the run.
Well, yeah, they're smelling blood in the water right now with Atlanta not able to connect the passes, trying to drop Jackson Conway back to connect play, and just I didn't even think it was a bad ball. It's just a great read from Huntsville's backline to step up and provide that pressure.
Huntsville in the 3-4-3, and they're definitely taking their opportunities to step out. Sorry we didn't have time to kind of set everything up at the beginning. We'll try to reset as much as we can in this one as we go. Firmino at midfield off of the free kick. Great ball from Firmino. Out wide to the left to Tamimi. Into the attacking half now. It's Atlanta United 2. Tamimi defended by 2 on that far side. Somehow he beats one of them but can't beat Ensa. Inside, in the corner, defended by Tamimi. Tamimi deflects the initial ball, but Huntsville comes away with it, and they break that first line of pressure. Swung all the way over to the left to Joey Skinner. Skinner drops it back to Cicerone. Back to Burner. Burner through the middle. That's intercepted by Tiente, and he's able to knock it to Aiden Torres. Torres to his left to Tamimi. Squares it to the right to Firmino. Back to Tiente and back to Aiden Torres. The triangles are there for Atlanta United, too. Firmino knocks it back to Twumasi. Atlanta over to the right now with Lanza. Into the attacking half to Brennan. Back to Lanza at midfield.
It's good urgency from Torres in the middle there. He had the pressure poured on him. He didn't hesitate on the ball and get turned over. It was really quick. One-touch pass.
Lanza and Twumasi, little two-man game. They involve Justin Garces now, about 35 yards out of his goal. Over to Efrain Morales. Diagonally across to Torres. Drop back to Garces. Atlanta forced back now into their 18. Garces plays it long through the middle. Tamimi can't get there first, but he's able to get a deflection on that header. Huntsville, though, finds the second ball. Atlanta finds the third. Wanted a foul, didn't get called. Atlanta's in possession. Firmino. Drop back to Twumasi and back to Garces.
Really impressed with the pressure that Huntsville has brought in the last few minutes as they really have put Atlanta under it as they've tried to build out.
Both teams have really started to get settled in here now that we're into the 28th minute. Atlanta maybe trying to slow things down a little bit. Game was getting frantic. It's Kofi Twumasi dribbling forward. Tamimi flicks it out wide, intended for Brennan. Cicerone almost puts it up into the other balcony. Brennan will take the throw. Drop back to Aiden Torres. Firmino surveying his options, dribbles to the left, cuts back to the right. Pulls it back to the left now. Gets what he wants. Conway cuts back for it. Conway plays it out wide to Centeno. Centeno gets the 1v1 but drops it back to Jackson Conway. Tries to cut through a low cross. That's picked off by Huntsville, and they want to break. Sipic pulls it back. Huntsville keeping possession in the middle third. Sean Suber spins around to his right. Suber drops that back. Over to the right side now for Huntsville. It's Ahmed Longmire playing in the middle of the back three for Huntsville. Insa. Over to the right. Inside to Suber. Suber, long diagonal to the left to Skinner. Skinner's been the danger man so far. His left-footed cross headed away by Morales. Not cleanly. It falls to Centeno. Work to do. He clears it.
He does the right thing there. You're trying to head that ball away from goal. You're trying not to head it right back to the middle. Get it away, but get it off to the side so it's not a direct situation. And then a good job from Centeno just to get it out of danger.
That's off for a Huntsville throw, about 25 yards from goal. Thrown in, top of the 18. Flicked forward. Liotti bumps off of Tamimi. Doesn't get the call. Atlanta comes away with it. Efrain Morales wants to hit the home run down the right to Brennan. Longmire comes across, or Cicerone comes across to win the header, but Firmino recovers possession off that second ball in his own half.
Yeah, I thought it was Longmire as well. No, they had just leaned the center back so far to the right-hand side. It was Cicerone making the suicide.
Played forward. Tamimi beats the first. Good work from Kareem Tamimi playing out wide in the left. Long-range shot over the bar. Burner was caught flat-footed. Shot from about 35 plus from Tamimi. Be a goal kick for Huntsville.
Well, $100,000 dribble got him into space there, and he decided to try and buy a lottery ticket and just sails over the bar.
Burner will catch his breath before playing this back in. It's a goal kick for Huntsville. 30th minute of play. 1-1 between Atlanta United 2 and Huntsville City. As Jarrett nearly throws the headset.
I got asked a question. I had to answer it.
Sorry about your ears out there listening. Okay, we are back underway. Not sure what that delay was. We've had a couple of those as we try to get a few things figured out. Burner plays this into the middle third. Tiente wins it at midfield, knocks it forward to Firmino. He spins to the right. Firmino has Brennan out wide to the right, plays it to him in the corner. Brennan, 1v1 with Cicerone. Takes it to the end line. Now it's a 1v2. Can Brennan find his way out of trouble? Yes, he drops it back to Torres. Torres to Brennan. Brennan with a good first touch down the line. Low cross, cut out by Longmire. Flicked out for an Atlanta throw, 25 yards from goal.
Just great work there from Brennan. And then eventually from Torres to come over and give him an assist there. Doesn't give up on the moment. Gets it over to Torres. Torres able to get it back really quickly, and Brennan forcing it down the right-hand side, forces a good save as that ball, if it does get past Longmire, it becomes a dangerous ball bouncing in the box.
Lanza throws it into the feet of Brennan. He spins to his right. Cross to the top of the 6. Headed away by Longmire. One more time away by Suber. Knocked down by Tiente to Conway. Sprays it over to the right side to Lanza. Lanza, early cross. Back post. Tamimi goes up for it. Can't win it. Insa gets there first and heads it out for an Atlanta throw, this time on the far side on the left.
That's a really good cross from Lanza. It's just Insa does a great job of beating him to the spot to get up and head that out. But getting that early ball from Lanza there, it's something to think about.
Yeah, love that quick early cross from the 17-year-old Sean Lanza. Looks like it's Aiden Torres who goes across to throw this in.
He took
an opportunity for the long throw.
He took one earlier, and he might just be their guy who can just heave it in.
He does. Into the 18. Flicked on by Twomasi. It gets all the way across to Brennan. Edge of the 18 now. Brennan turns and faces goal. Cross deflected. It'll be a corner for Atlanta United 2. Corner from the near side as we are getting a little bit later into the first half. It's going into the 32nd minute now.
You talked about, Jason, teams settling into this game. It's such a weird situation. You were set to play at a different venue. You had to kind of get there, get in the right mindset. Then you're told you're not going to play. Are you going to play? Maybe, maybe not, maybe not. Oh, you're not. Now we have to move and play somewhere else. You have to kind of recalibrate your brain.
You had 90 minutes to get down here to kick off. And, yes, I think that first start of this was frantic. Tiente takes the corner, headed away by Longmire right at the top of his 6. Lanza puts this back into the 18. Burner comes for it, gets there. Good claim from the veteran John Burner, and his distribution out wide to the right to Sipic. Sipic, though, loose touch, gets away from him. It's going to be an Atlanta throw just inside the attacking half on the left.
And I still like that from Lanza, taking that early ball like that as Atlanta goes quick.
Tamimi drops it back to Centeno, all the way back to Morales. Swung over to the right to Kofi Twomasi. Forward to Firmino, still in their own half, Atlanta United 2. Firmino spins back to the right, hits the brakes, looks for help, finds it in Sean Lanza out wide to the right. Lanza back to Twomasi. Kofi Twomasi dribbling forward, taking advantage of the space, finds Firmino out wide on the right flank. He has to cut it back. He's double-teamed, but Firmino still fighting to try to regain possession. Somehow does. Good work from Nick Firmino. Knocked down, bounced back up, somehow kept possession the whole way with Skinner hounding him.
He's Magic Man. That's how it happens.
Maybe that's where that name came from. I don't know why that came out of my mouth that night. Morales squared over to Twomasi. Back to Morales. Sorry, Nick, you're just stuck with it at this point. Efrain Morales back to Kofi Twomasi. Now Justin Garces joins the trio. Forward to Tiente. Back to Morales, back to Garces. Pressure from Huntsville building. Garces finds an outlet on the right side to Amasi. Passed forward to Firmino. Firmino tries to spin to the left and does. Spins back to the right. Great work from Nick Firmino. Down the right side to Brennan. Brennan got a little turned around. Can't win that foot race with Cicerone, but can he win the throw? No. Last touch off of Brennan.
Cicerone's been doing good work tonight as well. He's been forced into those moments, especially with Skinner getting up the field so much to be involved in the attack. Cicerone's been having that guy to have to come over and cover when Luke Brennan makes those runs or they play that long diagonal.
Loved that signing for Huntsville City with Cicerone, who really came to the fore with Violette in the CONCACAF Champions League as they knocked out Austin FC in the round of 16. Atlanta recovers possession off of the Huntsville throw. Centeno. Back to Tiente, back to Centeno out wide on the left. Centeno playing as a fullback tonight, drops this to Morales. Squared over to Twomasi, back into their own half. Forward to Torres, out wide to Lanza. Inside to Twomasi. Forward to Brennan. He lets it run to Firmino. Firmino back inside to Brennan. Down the line to Conway. Conway chops it back. Gets back to his right foot. Jackson Conway trying to invite a little pressure here to create space. He does. Brennan spins around to his left, holds off a defender. Luke Brennan driving towards the top of the 18. Has Kareem Tamimi. He spins back to his right foot, shot blocked into the air. It's going to fall to Burner, though. Good work from Atlanta United, too, to manufacture something there with Brennan, Firmino, Conway, and Tamimi all involved.
Yeah, I think it's one of those right there where I don't think Conway necessarily expected that ball to go through. The dummy from Brennan was just beautiful. And then the ball's played down where Conway's running, and I think he checked up expecting it to be played to his feet so he could play other guys in, not realizing he was the guy to be played in.
We're getting late into the first half. 36th minute now, 1-1 between Atlanta United 2 and Huntsville City. Burner played that long. Centeno was the one who ended up finding it. Drops it back to Garces. Passed forward to Aiden Torres. He spins and gets forward to his right. 1-2 with Firmino. Torres scanning, looking for options. Has Firmino there to help. Firmino, Torres, and Tiente, all pretty interchangeable in that midfield trio for Atlanta United 2.
Torres has acquitted himself really well tonight, but it certainly doesn't hurt to have Nick Firmino out there, who is just basically has another set of eyes in the back of his head just to see the space and make himself available to help out the youngster.
Conway over to the left flank right now. Tamimi through the middle. They've also been interchangeable. It's back to Garces. Passed forward to the top of the 18 to Tony Tiente. Tiente over to the left to Morales. Back to Tiente, back to Garces. Huntsville stepping forward with 4. Pressing in a little bit of a diamond shape. Garces plays along through the middle. Longmire wins the first header, but it falls to Conway's feet as he dribbles down the left. Checks back. Centeno there at midfield. Tiente pulls it to his right, pulls it back, has Firmino. Back to Tony Tiente inside the center circle. Long diagonal, has Luke Brennan down the right side. Cicerone comes over to defend. Brennan wants to run at him, does, dribbles past him. Cicerone got a touch. Now he has some help. Brennan trying to spin around and keep possession. Somehow he does. Has Aiden Torres behind him. The two teenagers combine. Torres puts it across. Back post. Flicked forward. Caught by Burner. Great late run, and the cross from Aiden Torres found Jackson Conway on the left side, but he wasn't able to get much power behind it. Burner makes the easy save.
Yeah, I don't know if he just didn't catch it. He might have caught it off the bottom of the boot the way it was bouncing, but it's a great late run. It's great awareness from Torres to put the ball up there, and a dangerous opportunity for Atlanta in the closing minutes of the first half.
Burner sets it down in the 38th minute. 1-1 between Atlanta and Huntsville. MLS Next Pro, game number 19 for Atlanta United 2. Burner plays it long down the middle looking for Liotti. It ends up falling to Amici. Over to the right side for Huntsville. Has Amici drop back. Amici's able to beat Tiente, but then pulls it back to get some extra help. Suber's inside, but it's played back to Ensa. Amici. Suber comes away with it. Over to Cicerone. Huntsville building up an attack now, all in the attacking half. Cicerone out wide to the left. Skinner. Cicerone continues getting forward, gets that back from Skinner into the 18, chips this to the back post just over the crossbar. Cicerone trying to catch Justin Garces napping. Didn't miss by much.
No, he did not. He just kept running into the attack, and we see that so many times at different levels. Once the center back gets into the attack, it's almost like as much as you're wondering what they're doing there, and sometimes the other defense wonders what they're doing there as well, and they'll get a good look.
Garces plays it forward. Tiente spins it over to the left to Centeno. It's back to Tony Tiente. The Cameroonian plays it long to Nick Firmino. Firmino down the left side. Huntsville recovering. Firmino waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Ends up taking it himself. Inside to Tamimi. Tamimi, top of the 18. Over to the left to Centeno. Pulls it back to the right foot. Cross, back post. Conway header. Burner diving save to push it wide. And Huntsville's able to scramble that one clear. Great snap header from Jackson Conway. Can't beat John Burner.
What a great bit of work from Atlanta. It starts with a great ball from Tamimi down the left-hand side that creates the opportunity with numbers. As Huntsville scrambling back, eventually you end up with Centeno with the opportunity to cross that ball in and get it on Conway's head.
Torres drops that back to Efrain Morales. Atlanta in possession off of the throw. Tony Tiente in the middle third. Over to Eric Centeno on the left. Inside to Tamimi. Back out wide to Centeno. Forward to Tiente, who dribbles down the left flank. Has Tamimi out wide, plays him. The Frenchman, the former Georgia Gwinnett Grizzly, drops this back to Eric Centeno. Passed inside to Firmino. Firmino fakes to the right, cuts back to the left. Has Tamimi down the left. Tamimi dribbling forward. Tamimi out to the wide side of the field on the left. Tamimi pulls it back to the right foot. Drops this all the way back to Conway, 35 yards from goal. Tiente there with him. Square to the left. Opportunity for Centeno. Bumped off the ball. Gets the foul. It's going to be a free kick for Atlanta United 2. maybe 25 yards from goal, maybe a little bit further than that, just to the left side of the middle of the pitch.
Yeah, it's Liotti doesn't love it, but it's reckless going through. He's trying to go shoulder to shoulder, but he ends up going shoulder to back. And he feels the contact and goes down.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of the hip bump as well. 41st minute, 1-1. Atlanta United 2, free kick here. Edge of Nick Firmino's range, maybe just inside of it. It's a little bit hard to tell the distance from our vantage point. I think it's inside of 30 yards.
Yeah, Conway and Morales both on the back of this stack, closest to us on the back post.
Nick Firmino has the option to go to goal, has runners on the back post. Huntsville set the line at the top of the 18. Firmino approaches, drives this into the upper 90. Goal! 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 Nick Firmino, the magic man deep in the bag of tricks, puts it into the upper 90. No keeper's making that save. 2-1 in the 42nd.
I don't know what you want to. What do you want me to say?
I hope somebody had a phone out on that video because I need to see it again. We do have that one. We're going to get to see it again. Just get ready for it.
That is
because that is ridiculous. You'll probably hear me screaming over top of it. I don't care. That goal was insanity.
Well, close the goal of the week nominations, I guess.
Nick Firmino with a rocket from the left side of the middle of the pitch. Puts it all the way across into the upper 90. Burner at full stretch couldn't get there. 12th goal of the year for Nick Firmino, leading the Golden Boot race in MLS Next Pro.
Could not have walked up there and handed the ball into the corner any better. What an absolutely amazing finish from Nick Firmino, who every week it is getting harder and harder to describe the season he is having for Atlanta United 2, making this team better every time he's on the field.
43rd minute kickoff for Huntsville City. They move it over to the right side, trying to find an answer to that Firmino bombazo. They switch it over to the left, overhit looking for Skinner. It's going to be a goal kick, Atlanta. Garces might take his time here. Everybody tries to catch their breath after that one from Firmino. What a season we are witnessing from Nick Firmino. Justin Garces will play the goal kick long this time. Garces through the middle. 44th minute. Flicked on by Conway. No one made the run for him. It gets to Burner at the top of his 18. I think everybody just a little stunned after that goal.
Yeah, you should be. Everyone should be.
Huntsville late in the half. About 80 seconds remaining before we get into stoppage time. I don't know if we'll be able to see how much stoppage time is indicated. Huntsville works it back to Burner. Plays it up the flank to Skinner. Skinner defended by Lanza. Lanza comes away with the header from Skinner. Lanza's got work to do, though, as he's hassled by Skinner and fouled from behind. It's great work from Sean Lanza, who's had his hands full with Joey Skinner, but done a pretty good job tonight.
He has, and good job there of not taking that quickly as Skinner walks casually in front of it. Kind of slows it down, but don't do anything crazy. Don't take it quickly. Slow things down.
Torres sprays it over to the left side to Efrain Morales. Morales under some serious pressure from Liotti. Has to spin it back to Justin Garces. Garces down the middle, over hits that one looking for Conway, but he doesn't mind. It's all the way back to Burner. So we're seconds away from the end of the 45. 2-1 Atlanta United 2. Goals from Brennan and Firmino. Bolaños answered back for Huntsville before Firmino restored Atlanta's lead. Burner just outside of his 18-yard box as we're about to head into first half stoppage time. He plays it long to Efrain Morales. Heads it down. Opportunity here for Huntsville. Skinner down the left. Skinner driving into the 18. Shot wide of the far post. Skinner was able to get that shot through Sean Lanza as we're into 2 minutes of stoppage time now.
Skinner's been so dangerous down the left-hand side for this Huntsville team. They've created dangerous situations. They've also live dangerously at times, but that's kind of, I think, Jason, what we associated with Jack Collison's teams. They're going to put their own defense under pressure, but they're going to do it to create opportunities for themselves.
Justin Garces will play this goal kick long. You mentioned Jack Collison. This is his 100th game as a manager. 60 of those with Atlanta United, too, also with West Ham's U18s. Garces plays it long. It's flicked on for Conway, trying to run that one down. He earns a throw. That's good pressure from Jackson Conway. Didn't give up on the play. Maybe Atlanta can craft one more opportunity with about 60 seconds left in stoppage time.
It's a good hustle from Jacko, who's known, I think people think of him a lot of times for his physicality and his ability to hold up play. He's got good wheels on him for his size. He does a great job hustling and not giving up on that moment.
He is deceptively fast, Jackson Conway.
Good way to describe it.
Aiden Torres will take this throw. Atlanta might want to work this for the last opportunity of the half. Just seconds remaining, about 40 of them. Aiden Torres will take the throw eventually. He's going to launch this into the 18. Here it comes. Looking for the flick on from Twumasi. Didn't get any contact on it. Huntsville's able to clear it out to Tiente. Tiente bodied off of it, no foul. Huntsville might have a break. 3v3, maybe 4v3. Lanza with a great defensive run to deny that. Plays it forward to Tamimi. Great defensive play from Sean Lanza. Firmino plays it long over the top for Brennan. Brennan trying to get in behind Longmire. Plays it forward too much. Conway made the run through the middle. Brennan might have been able to take that himself. Couldn't connect with Conway. Burner picks it up, launches it over to the right side. Maybe one more opportunity for Huntsville. We're past the 2 minutes. Played forward. Sipic was the intended target. Morales headed it away in front of him, and that will do it for the first 45. From Marietta, not Kennesaw. Atlanta United 2 leading 2-1 at the halftime break. We're going to catch our breath since we got here with 7 minutes to spare to get set up. So Jarrett and I are going to catch our breath. We'll come back a little bit early here in halftime and get you caught up on everything going on, whether it's scores around MLS Next Pro, scores around the Leagues Cup, and everything that we've been through tonight so far. There's 45 more minutes to come. Atlanta United 2 ahead of Huntsville City, 2-1.
Hi, we're the Goo Goo Dolls. We're fortunate that we can give our daughters everything they need to grow and learn. But not every child can focus on classes and play dates.
Nearly 13 million kids in the U.S. face hunger. That's 1 in 6. School lunch might be their only meal each day. and it's heartbreaking to imagine any child going to bed hungry. We're dreaming of a perfect day when kids can smile, play, and just be kids without worrying about where their next meal will come from. Feeding America is working to make that perfect day a reality.
Each year, the Feeding America network of food banks rescues billions of pounds of good food that would have gone to waste. That food is given to families and children in need. Being a kid should be about doing things that make an ordinary day extraordinary. Learning to play an instrument, building a sandcastle, hosting tea parties. Hunger should never be an obstacle to growing up.
You can help end childhood hunger in your community by visiting feedingamerica.org.
Brought to you by Feeding America and the Ad Council.
Does this sound familiar? You drive in Georgia with a valid license, but also spend the summer in Florida with credentials there as well. Florida now checks state-to-state verification to prevent anyone from having records in 2 states. If you have 2 licenses or a license in one state and an ID card in another, you will face cancellation. The Georgia Department of Driver Services urges you to check your license status at dds.georgia.gov. That's dds.georgia.gov.
Adopt US Kids presents What to Expect When You're Expecting. A teenager. Learning the lingo.
Today I'm going to help parents translate teen slang. Now, when a teen says something is on fleek, it's exactly like saying, that's rad. It simply means that something is awesome or cool. Another one is totes. It's exactly like saying, totally, just shorter. As in, I totes love going to the mall with Becca. Another word you might hear is jelly. Jelly is a shorter, better way to say jealous. As in, Chloe, I am like so jelly of your unicorn phone case.
You don't have to speak teen to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will think you're, rad just the same. To learn more, visit adoptuskids.org. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt U.S. Kids, and the Ad Council.
Welcome back to halftime here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. John Nelson here with you to walk you through the weekend in MLS Next Pro. Right now it is 2-1 Atlanta United 2, leading Huntsville City FC on a fantastic bombazo, as Jason says, by Nicholas Firmino. Fantastic work there by Firmino to get the lead for Atlanta United 2. Let's take you through the weekend and get you set up with MLS Next Pro and let you know how things stand and how they stood coming into this particular weekend. Things started back with the Challenge Cup that is going on in Harriman, Utah, at Zions Bank Stadium back on Tuesday. Hoffenheim knocked off Colorado Rapids, one of the few times Rapids have actually lost in 90 minutes this year, 1-0, even though it was in the MLS Next Pro Invitational. Then on Wednesday, the home side, Real Monarchs knocked off Crystal Palace by the score of 2-1. That gets us into the weekend here in MLS Next Pro. One of the more stunning results actually came right out of the blocks on Friday Night Football. Toronto FC 2 put 6 on the board in beating Inter Miami CF2 by the score of 6-1. And believe it or not, Inter Miami actually had the lead after 5 minutes. They were up 1-0. That was the score at the break. A red card meant that Miami would score. Miami would be down playing with 10 for the final 40 minutes or so. And then it would be goals in the 61st, the 65th, the 66th, the 75th, the 80th, the 88th, and at 90+3. Toronto FC 2 really taking advantage of Inter Miami playing with 10, scoring all 6 of their goals with a man advantage. So they would go on to win, get full points at York Lions Stadium by the score of 6-1. Yesterday, Red Bulls over FC Cincinnati by the score of 2-0. Sporting Kansas City 2 over North Texas at Choctaw Stadium by the final of 2-1. And then I know that there were a lot of folks that were interested in this one for the novelty sake and the touring sake of our friends from Wrexham. Wrexham was at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson, California to take on Los Dos, LA Galaxy 2. Game was scoreless after 40 minutes, and then Wrexham poured it on, winning by the final of 4-0 in a friendly late Saturday night in Carson, California. So that sets up the action for today. And the lead match was Crown Legacy and NYCFC 2. Back and forth this one was. Crown Legacy would end up getting the win by the final of 4-3. It was 4-2, and then a goal by Ronald Arevalo by NYCFC 2 drew it to 4-3 with about 10 minutes to go. NYCFC could not get the equalizer. 4-3 final in the early match of the day. Colorado Rapids, as we mentioned, it had to take a team from the Bundesliga to beat them in 90 minutes. They did not lose in regulation today, squaring off 3-3 with Austin FC 2. They would then get the extra point, winning 6-5 in PKs. So Colorado Rapids at home would end up with 2 points. Austin FC 2 would get the 1 point. In late stages, and we mean late stages, at 90+4 right now, Houston Dynamo 2 and Loons 2, they are tied at 1. You can catch that one on MLSNextPro.com. Another final on the board in the division. Orlando City B continues their winning ways by the final of 3-2 over Chicago Fire 2. And OCB, once again, a goal by Jack Lynn in the 72nd minute would break the tie. Lynn with a brace in the 10th and the 72nd. Juninho scoring in the 64th. Orlando City B gets full points today at Osceola Heritage Park, knocking off Chicago Fire by the score of 3-2. Games in progress right now in the 67th minute. San Jose Earthquakes 2 and St. Louis City SC2, they are tied at 1. You can catch that one on MLSNextPro.com for the final 20 minutes. And LAFC2 actually has a lead against the division leader, Tacoma Defiance. That one is in the 67th minute. That one is also on MLSNextPro.com. And that one right now is 2-1. LAFC2 right now on the campus of Cal State Fullerton and Titan Stadium. They have the lead. Looking at the conference standings coming into today, taking it a division at a time. In the Northeast, Crown Legacy with a 6-point lead now after the win. They have 44 points, a little distance between them and New England Revolution, 44 points to 38. Red Bulls with 33 points, Philadelphia Union 2 at 27, NYCFC 2 at 26, Toronto FC 2 with 23 points in 20 matches, played with a record of 5-10, 5-3. That fourth column is the shootout wins. Those are the extra points. In the Central Division here, as we wrap up our coverage here in the Eastern Conference, coming into today, Columbus Crew 2 at 34 points. Orlando City B with the win. They are now second, only 1 point back, but Crew 2 have 2 matches in hand, 34 points to 33. Then 4 points separate the next 4 teams, including Atlanta United 2. Chicago Fire at 25 points. Atlanta United 2 coming into today with 24. Hunt City with 22. FC Cincinnati 21. And Inter Miami CF right now 14 points in their first 19 matches with a record of 4-13. And 2. In the Western Conference, we mentioned Colorado Rapids, the tremendous season that they have had out west, only losing once in regulation in their first 18 matches with a record of 12-5-4. They are on top with 45 points, and they have put some distance between themselves and Austin FC. It's now an 8-point difference, 45 points to 37. Sporting Kansas City 2, they're at 32. In progress right now, Loons 2 at 26, Houston Dynamo at 25, St. Louis City SC2 at 24, North Texas. Right now they are last in the Frontier with 22 points. And in the Pacific, we mentioned right now the surprise result with LAFC leading Tacoma Defiance. Tacoma Defiance right now with now only a 3-point lead as things stand over Vancouver Whitecaps. San Jose Earthquakes, they're at 26 points. They are in third. Portland Timbers T2 at 24. Real Monarchs at 21. Los Dos at 20. And LAFC right now at 14 points through their first 18 matches with a record of 3-10-5. That is your rundown of everything going on in MLS Next Pro. Jarrett and Jason will be back to kind of set you up for the second 45 minutes. It is Atlanta United 2 leading the visiting Huntsville City Football Club by the score of 2-1. We'll be back after these messages to get you ready for the second 45 from the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground.
Welcome back to the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta training ground. Atlanta United 2 will be making a halftime sub. Alan Carlton checking into the game. Jason Longshore alongside Jarrett Smith. Yes, we were supposed to be in Kennesaw Fifth Third Bank Stadium. Pitch was deemed unplayable by our referee crew, and after really getting everything ready to go, it's almost like a MLS Next Pro after dark picnic here in Marietta. This is a really cool atmosphere, and Atlanta United 2 winning 2-1 right now over Huntsville City as we get ready to start the second half. Thoughts on the first half, Jarrett?
Once both teams settled in, we talked about it a little bit in the first half. It's such a weird situation because we got ready for a game. You ended up not playing it. You had to drive down the road and get ready to play it again very quickly. I thought both teams settled in really nicely, and we saw some good moments from both teams. Atlanta's going to feel like they left at least a chance or two on the field, even though they're up 2-1. But really good play from Luke Brennan, Nick Firmino with just one of the best free kick goals you're going to see for a while. It should be up on social media, God willing.
It will be shortly because that's
going to make the rounds, man. That's going to make the rounds. But on the other side for Huntsville, it's work from Skinner, who was just so dangerous down the left-hand side, gets the assist for Bolaños to get his goal in the first half. They've been very dangerous. They're going to take risks. There's going to be chances for Atlanta going the other way, but they're also going to have the moments where they're going to have to suffer.
All right, our referee crew, Adare Monroy, assisted by Colin Ashley and Jessica Carnevale. Fourth official, Lila Remash, just about ready to kick off. Alan Carlton came on for Sean Lanza. That means Aiden Torres is moving over to right back. First time I've seen Aiden Torres play right back. I'm intrigued.
Looks like we got subs coming in for
Huntsville
as well.
Making substitutions. We will try to catch those
Cicerone
as best we can. Cicerone out, Ollie Wright in. One more substitution as well.
I believe that was Sipich who went out.
Sipich out, and as we were scrambling to try to catch it, we did not. We will catch it for you. Sorry, Huntsville City fans. We are doing our best from the balcony here in Marietta. Let's kick it for 45 more minutes. Atlanta United 2 moving from right to left on your virtual radio dial. Huntsville City in the all-white moving from left to right. Justin Garces bombs this long down the middle looking for Conway. Longmire bombs it back the other way. Morales plays it through the middle. It's picked off by Isaiah Johnston. Back to Longmire. Looks like Nashville's moving into a four-back setup defensively now. Chris Novik-Insa, the right back. Moves it over to Suber, who's dropped to the back line.
Good work working the way around to the left-hand side from Nashville, trying to find space down the attack.
Forward to Liotti. He lays it off to Johnston to his right. Johnston down the left side. Opportunity here for Huntsville. Crossed in. Garces pushes it wide. Centeno clears. Corner, Huntsville.
Well, they made that change quickly. They worked the ball right to left. They found the pressure. They get it to the left-hand side. Brennan tries to close it down but isn't able to pick it off, and then they're able to get down the left-hand side. They find the opportunity. It's eventually pushed away by Garces, and then a great job from Centeno because he had Bolaños bearing down on him looking for the tap-in.
Ollie Wright down the left side with a dangerous cross. This is going to be an in-swinger from the near side for Huntsville. Both hands in the air from the corner. Can barely see it. Played short. Given back. Huntsville trying to connect the dots. They give it away, though. Alan Carlton intercepts. Atlanta United 2 on the break. Down the left for Brennan. Can he get there first? Yes. Cuts back to his right. Brennan can't beat Isaiah Johnston, though. Alan Carlton finds the second ball. Gives it to Firmino. Back to Centeno. Back to Morales at midfield. Atlanta resets and gets reorganized. Efrain Morales in possession. Tiente. Back to Morales. Back to Garces.
Great hustle from Huntsville because they were caught out in that corner routine that did not go well. Great job from hustle from all of them to get back into shape and not lose that opportunity.
Garces, long diagonal for Torres. He has to fight for it, but he does, and he wins it. Tiente out wide to the right to Brennan, who's on the right flank. Luke Brennan trying to turn the corner on the right. Gets a cross in. Burner has to punch this clear. It's a knuckling cross from Brennan. Might have taken a deflection. Foul on the challenge from Karim Tamimi from behind. He caught Kemi Amici. No card, but a foul and a free kick for Huntsville.
It's a hard challenge on Amici there. And he goes over, helps him up. Trying to take some of the sting out of the moment. Trying to avoid a card in that situation. Already starting to open up end-to-end action.
48th minute, 2-1, Atlanta United 2. Tamimi commits his second foul in less than 60 seconds. Definitely on yellow card watch now. Huntsville tried to take the free kick a little too quickly and not from where the foul occurred.
I don't blame Johnston for the frustration there because they had actually started to break out a bit and find a little bit of space, and now Johnston's having to take it for a third time.
Well, because he's not taking it from where the foul occurred, and that was
calling it in the first place, wishing she would have played advantage.
Well, yes, but the foul was called, and now the whole advantage has been lost because this is the third free kick. It's back to Longmire. Longmire able to pass this forward into the middle. That was Joey Desart. That was the other halftime sub. Desart, formerly of Orlando City, plays it over to the left. Crossed in. Huntsville able to knock it down, but intercepted by Twomasi, leading MLS Next Pro in interceptions. Carries it forward, rumbling, bumbling, stumbling through the middle, and he's fouled. Free kick, Atlanta United 2.
Inside. Really riding the line right there with getting himself in the book as well. But that's great work once again. Just you talked about it, leading the league in interceptions and just able to just defuse so many attacks in there, and you don't think about it until you get those moments where he just defuses them, and when attacks don't happen, you don't think about them.
After the day that everyone has had, I am not testing our referee,
no.
Adore Monroy. And there's a couple players that have been testing her early here in the second half. We're into the 50th minute. Atlanta United 2 plays it back to Garces. Long over the top for Tamimi, who's onside down the left. Tamimi gets in behind. Can't cut it back. He's not fouled. It's good defending from Insa. And it's going to be a goal kick for Huntsville.
Great defending, great call. He tries to pull that back, does Tamimi. Loses his footing a bit. And great job of letting that play out.
Krasnovic Insa, the 24-year-old from Montreal. Ollie Wright down the left side. Passes forward to Liotti. Liotti inside to Amici. Amici, formerly of Campbell University, dribbling across to his right. Bumping with Morales, who doesn't let him get past but can't take the ball away from him. Drop back to Ensa. Amici now. Back to Ensa. Back to Isaiah Johnston. Johnston back to Ahmed Longmire. Passes forward. Huntsville back into the attacking half once again. Amici spins to his left. Has options out wide on the right. It's Ollie Wright. Right corner of the 18. Wants to get back to the right foot. Puts in a cross that's canceled by Efrain Morales. Throw in Huntsville near midfield.
Efrain Morales ran about 150 yards in that defending sequence. Really good work from him. Not letting it turn. Not letting an attack build up for Huntsville.
It's going to be a throw for Huntsville in front of their own bench. Thrown in and intercepted by Brennan. Knocked off of him, though. It'll be a Huntsville throw further back this time.
Well, Brennan read the eyes in a way that D'Angelo Hall would have been proud of.
D'Angelo Hall's the cornerback that you pull out of thin air, Jarrett? A little surprised by that one. Okay.
A little young for Dion, thank you.
Okay, fair enough. All right, Huntsville back on it, down the left. Played down the line, opportunity here. Liotti tries to get past Twomasi and fails. Kofi Twomasi just gets between the ball and the man, takes it away. Tiente swings it over to the left side to Centeno. Back to Tony Tiente. Nick Firmino gets a touch. Drops it to Centeno. Centeno spins back to his left. Plays it down the line. Walking the tightrope. Longmire ends up picking it up in his own half. Tries to move things forward quickly. Johnston to Desart. Now Amici. Huntsville connecting the dots into the attacking half. Played out wide to the left. Opportunity here. Ollie Wright cutting inside.
Good touch.
Nowhere to cross. That's Aiden Torres playing as a right back who comes away with it. And now he takes off. Passes inside to Firmino. Firmino carries it forward. Pulls it back. Such a good read of the game. Nick Firmino knows when he can put his foot on the gas, but also knows when he needs to slow things down and reset. Alan Carlton passes back across to the left to Efrain Morales. Squared to the right to Kofi Twomasi. Twomasi out wide to the right to Torres. Forward to Firmino. Carlton, Twomasi, Morales. Atlanta United 2, possession in their own half. Efrain Morales over to the left to Centeno. Centeno, step overs. Able to get past Bolaños. Great flick inside by Tamimi to Carlton. Carlton, stutter step, moves it over to the right flank to Brennan. Luke Brennan always wants to get forward on the dribble. Cuts inside this time. Nowhere to go. As for Mino. Drop back to Carlton. Atlanta United 2 setting up shop in the attacking half this time around. And now back. Carlton. Pass intercepted. Dangerous the one there. Liotti read it well. Desart out wide to the left to Ollie Wright. Huntsville City. Into the center circle. It's Isaiah Johnston. Over to the right flank. Jonathan Bolaños. Bolaños inside to Amici. Back out wide to Ensa. Ensa nowhere to go as Tamimi steps back to defend. It's played inside to Amici. Amici all the way across to Desart. One more time across. And now up the left side from Skinner. Ollie Wright on the drive. Cuts inside. Cuts back outside. Aiden Torres stands him up. Wright has to drop it back. Desart. Johnston. 40 yards from goal. Over to the right side. Cami Amici cutting in on his left foot shot, caught by Garces. Couldn't catch it cleanly, but then he pounces on the rebound. That one had a little extra sauce on it from Cami Amici.
A little bit of spin on there. I think he might have been screened and that ball leaves the foot, but a good job of recovering.
Huntsville City recovers possession again in the middle third. Last couple minutes, Huntsville City has been playing a little bit of keep away, but they're trailing 2-1. So we're into the 55th minute. Krasnovic Ensa. Drop back to Longmire, the former UCLA Bruin. Passed across to Suber. Johnston drops it back to Longmire. Back to Suber. Suber up the left side to Skinner. Inside to Desart. Carlton doesn't let him turn towards goal, though. Has to go back to Suber and back to Longmire. Possession for Huntsville, but they can't get anything going into the attacking third. Ensa at midfield. Nowhere to go as he stood up by Tamimi. Back to Longmire. Across to the left. Suber. Suber skips the lines this time. Down the left side. Skinner gets in behind. Skinner drops it back. Johnston cuts to his right foot. Plays it across to Kemi Amici. Ensa in the 18. Shot blocked by Eric Centeno. Corner for Huntsville. That ball bounces down onto another practice field. Huntsville will take the corner from the near side.
Well, we said Atlanta was going to have to suffer at times in the second half, and it's mostly right now suffering without the ball as Huntsville's been able to take possession. But I've been really impressed in the last year now, Jason, of the work that Eric Centeno has done to get better defensively. Drafted as an attacking player and having to do more defensive work.
He's played a little bit of everywhere on the wide roles here this season. Good play there defensively. It's going to be a corner from the near side for Huntsville City. Whistle blown. A little bit of pushing, a little bit of shoving inside the 6-yard box. Adere Monroy, our referee, tells everyone to knock it off. Telling you, don't test the referee after this day.
I think she was on the phone with Pro for like 2 hours today.
That's not where you want to be. Corner, near side, in-swinger. Played to the back post, headed away by Twumasi, but it's going to be another corner for Huntsville City, this time from the far side.
See how Atlanta continues to deal with these as Wright's going to take this one.
Ollie Wright goes across to take it. Wright, the 24-year-old from London, England, played with RGV in the USL Championship last season. This will be an in-swinger as well as Huntsville City crowds the 6-yard box. Played back to the penalty spot. No one connects initially, but Ensa runs it down corner of the 18. Drops it out wide to Bolaños. He puts a cross into the back post. Headed back down, intercepted by Centeno, who clears. Good defensive work from Atlanta United, too.
You just got to get it out of there. And if they reset, they reset. But they can make them reset from the halfway line.
Well, they reset now. Johnston with a great diagonal to Ollie Wright. He cuts inside to the top of the 18. Cross knocked down by Twumasi. He's able to scramble that one clear. Amici, right. Follow-up shot caught by Garces. Big save from Justin Garces. Quick reactions, quick hands.
I think he wanted to go long on that as well, looking for Jackson Conway down the right-hand side, but not able to pull the trigger. Good something going the other way.
Garces rolls it out short instead to Morales. 12.5 minutes into the second half. Up the left side. What a turn from Nick Firmino. Leaves Longmire in the dust. Firmino cuts it back on the right foot. Plays it forward to Tamimi. Tamimi inside the 18. Has help out wide. It's Centeno. Eric Centeno, step over, takes it to the end line. Good sliding challenge from Longmire. Corner Atlanta United 2 from the near side.
How many highlights can Nick Firmino put in one highlight package in one night?
Hey, there's still a lot of time left in this match, Jarrett.
Yeah, it is. He's trying.
Now I know why I called him the Magic Man.
Because of that.
And many other things he has done this season. Nick Firmino, the 22-year-old from Brazil, lighting it up in MLS Next Pro.
Great defending as well. I want to shout out the defending from Huntsville in that situation because it really would have been easy to commit the foul on Firmino or on Tamimi, and they did not do either.
Longmire got beat by Firmino on the dribble 45 yards from goal, recovered to make the defensive play on Centeno. Tiente will take the corner from the near side. In swinger to the top of the 6, headed almost on. Follow-up opportunity from Tamimi. Shanks it. It's over the net down to another practice field. Almost picked out. I think it was Conway.
About 2 inches taller, and Conway turns that in.
Just a little bit of a swing and a miss with the head. Almost got there, Jackson Conway. All-time leading scorer for Atlanta United 2, Jackson Conway. It's Huntsville City down the left side now, right to Liotti. Liotti pulls it back on the right foot, switches the point of attack to the middle to Amici. Has the overlapping run of Ensa. Further wide to the right to Bolaños. Bolaños cross, headed away by Kofi Twumasi. Firmino chests it out wide. Somehow flicks it over the defender. Chopped down, foul. Firmino, again, pulling magic tricks, and Joey Desart's going to go into the book in the 60th minute.
Firmino taking a minute there maybe to catch his breath after that as Desart catches him, but that ball's bouncing through, and Firmino just takes the little touch and just a little flick rainbow over the top. Then Desart's got to go chase him. Then Desart's mad. I would be too.
Nick Firmino is trying to put multiple players on that Summer Jam screen tonight. Just an incredible performance from Firmino.
Look, I respect anyone who wants their own highlight tape on Taisei.
This might go to Globo. All right, it's Atlanta United 2 into the 61st minute. 2-1 lead here in Marietta. MLS Next Pro After Dark on the SDH network. Tony Tiente sprays it inside to Alan Carlton. Carlton swings it over to the right side. Aiden Torres playing as a right back. The 15-year-old knocks it forward to Brennan. The 18-year-old inside to Carlton, another teenager. Down the line to Brennan. Sliding challenge from Suber. Atlanta throw 35 yards from goal on the right side.
Noted outside back academy, Atlanta United.
Aiden Torres is not an outside back.
It doesn't matter right now.
He's playing outside back,
yes,
but he is not an outside back. He is potentially a 6 or an 8.
It's enough of an outside back academy that you got 6s and 8s playing outside back effectively on a weird night.
You do what you got to do in MLS Next Pro After Dark. Thrown in by Torres to Conway. Conway fighting his way through traffic. It's going to be a throw for Huntsville. Conway wasn't able to turn that back inside. Thrown in back to Suber. Back to Burner, the former Memphis 901 man. Longmire, top of his own 18. This game's had its ebbs and flows. We see these flurries of just crazy activity, and then both teams kind of slow things down. Huntsville, work it over to the left side. Speeding things up now. Liotti, back heel, down the line. Great work. Here comes Skinner. Cuts it back. Cami Amici, 1v1 with Morales. Drops it over, pulled the shot wide. Isaiah Johnston, great overlapping run to the right of Amici. Wanted that one badly, got it, but snatched at the opportunity and pulled it well wide of the post.
I don't know if he wanted it as bad as Bolaños did, who was making a run down the right-hand side. If he puts that ball early into the box, it might have been right on top of Bolaños.
Efrain Morales off the goal kick. Over to the left side to Eric Centeno. Drop back to Morales. Last 30 minutes here from Marietta. Atlanta United 2 with the 2-1 lead over Huntsville City. Aiden Torres carrying it forward down the right side. Has Brennan at midfield. Brennan skips past the defender. Luke Brennan into the attacking half. Into the attacking third. Cross knocked down by Suber. Atlanta throw.
We talk so much about when teams get into the attacking half, about when they do that, it's so important for eliminating. You're eliminating defenders, and you're creating advantages. Luke Brennan's been doing that on a pretty consistent basis with the dribble and just with the touch right there, eliminates a defender and creates stress on the Huntsville defense.
Suber slid over to make the play. Throw in from Torres to Brennan into the corner. Brennan knocks it off of Skinner. It's going to be another Atlanta throw. This time Aiden Torres can launch this into the 18. That's another little bonus with Aiden Torres' game, the long throw. Atlanta really hasn't ever had with the first team or the second team the long throw weapon. Torres throws it into the 18. Whistle blown.
You got a hand fighting back there. There's Desart and Luke Brennan getting into it. Desart had him wrapped up. Brennan got loose of him, but then gave him a little bit of shove. They went a little bit of back and forth. Ref said no.
Yeah, Monroy was blowing the whistle as the throw was coming in. It's in again from Torres. Headed away by Skinner at the near post. Torres comes inside to win it. Inside to Brennan. Brennan flicks it forward. It's knocked down by Longmire. Conway fighting for it, but he can't get there. Cleared up the left flank. Huntsville City gets a foul. They're going to get a card issued to Kofi Tuamasi for committing that foul in transition near midfield. Tuamasi goes into the book for Atlanta United 2. As I try to do some math, in the 64th minute.
64th minute.
Jarrett restarted the we're going like almost Latin TV style with the 45-minute clock for the second half. We don't have scoreboards here for this match. We are keeping time on Jarrett's phone.
We are making it work.
We are. Thank you for joining us. We definitely appreciate you guys hanging out with us. Glad we could do this for you. And thank you to all the Huntsville City fans who found the link. Our good friend Will Seeker spreading that one. Free kick played long. Morales heads it away at the top of the 18. It's Longmire back to him at midfield. Huntsville City in possession, trailing 2-1. They're going to make a substitution at the next opportunity. Suber drops it back to Berner outside of his 18. Longmire turns and faces forward. Looking for some movement in front of him. Eventually gets what he wants and finds Joey Desart. The former Wake Forest Demon Deacon and Orlando City midfielder. Plays it to Ollie Wright. Down the left side to Skinner, but Torres steps in front. Alan Carlton now. Down the right side for Brennan. That's over a hit. Suber will get there first. Keeps possession rather than waits to see if that goes over the touchline for a throw. Isaiah Johnston looking for the ball over the top, asking a lot of Ollie Wright, but he's going to get what he needs. Wright crosses behind Liotti. Amici can't bring it down to get a shot off. Tiente comes across to at least knock it forward a little bit. Desart intercepts. Battle in the middle of the pitch. It's Kemi Amici. He's able to get past Carlton. Left-footed shot, takes a deflection. Corner for Huntsville City. What a play from Kemi Amici. Nutmeg Carlton and got that left-footed shot off, but the deflection takes it wide.
Well, just great work. It's a great ball down the left-hand side. It's a team in Huntsville that's fifth in MLS Next Pro in long balls completed. They're going there right now trying to stretch out the defense, and then great individual effort. Again, trying to eliminate players. You eliminate Carlton in that defensive step. Somebody else has to step up. They do so, you get out the deflection. But now we got a bit of a stack here at the top of the six.
Bolaños subbed out. It'll be a corner for Huntsville City. They play it short. Back to Wright. Wright puts in the cross. Flick to the back post. Nobody home, but it's going to be a corner for Huntsville on the near side this time.
Just keep clearing them out if you're Atlanta United too, and if you're Huntsville, you just want to keep pumping them back in there and see if you can get it directed onto somebody or get it to fall to a friendly foot.
It'll be a corner from the near side. Nebiu Perry was the substitution for Huntsville City, in for Bolaños. Perry, the 23-year-old from New York City. Short corner. Cross from Amici. Flicked on, but over everyone. Good look there from Huntsville, but it doesn't come off as the flick on has a little bit too much on it. It goes over the end line for a goal kick.
Yeah, just put a little too much juice, a little too much oomph into it when he tries to flick it back behind. But you love the idea there. If you can get somebody on the back post for a slam dunk.
Creative set pieces from Huntsville City. Hasn't quite come off just yet. Aiden Torres dribbles inside of Wright under pressure, but he looks like he's been doing this his whole life, and he's only 15 years old, Aiden Torres. So composed. Morales Good pass forward to Tiente. Tiente over the top, down the left, Tamimi. Tamimi on it. Centeno underlapping run. Tamimi cuts inside of him. Cross, back post, looking for Conway. It's over his head. Skims off his head. Goal kick, Huntsville City.
It's good luck for Conway there. Tamimi has Centeno. I love the decision there. Centeno makes that hard run on the inside to try and get to the end line. Starts to take the defense with him, so Tamimi cuts it back inside into that vacated space and is then able to get a clean look.
Into the 69th minute now. 2-1 Atlanta United 2. It's going to be a throw for Atlanta in the attacking third. Pressure from Conway and Tamimi. Forced a loose touch from Longmire over the touch line. Throw in Atlanta United 2.
And we talk about it, Jason. Of those pressures don't always result in turnovers directly. That you get those quarterback pressures, those QB hurries, and you force something that might just be a little bit off that you can benefit from a pass down the road.
Thrown into Firmino, back to Centeno, inside to Carlton, back to Firmino. Firmino bodied off the ball. Good defending from Kemi Amici. Pressure from Firmino, though, forces a little bit of an erratic play. But Huntsville's able to find their way forward. Amici becoming more influential as we go. Insa's able to get past Centeno, but a great recovery tackle from Efrain Morales. Throw Huntsville.
Efrain Morales really picking up that soccer IQ as he goes along. I think it's just reading the game, being more proactive instead of reactive, knowing that situation's coming there, able to get over and get a foot to that ball and stop a dangerous moment.
Enzo, the long throw. Liotti heads it out wide to the right to Kemi Amici. Amici, drop back to Ensa. Ensa, cross, headed on by Liotti, wide. Garces was stranded. It was a beautiful cross, but Liotti could not put it on frame.
That's a great ball from Ensa, and yeah, you're right. Justin Garces is rooted to the spot, and at that point, you're just kind of blowing on the ball, seeing maybe if you can make it go a little bit wide, and it does there. Atlanta let off the gas there.
Azad Liotti had Garces stranded but couldn't put that on goal. Torres with a wonderful ball over the top, but Firmino couldn't knock it into stride in front of him. Huntsville comes away with it. Knocked back to Skinner. Ollie right at midfield. Able to beat Brennan on the dribble. Tamimi comes inside but can't win it. It's played back to Ensa.
Ensa getting further and further up the field.
He's overlapping now. Amici cuts in on the left foot. Passes forward. Perry tries to play it inside. Huntsville wanted a foul. They don't get it. Atlanta clears. Atlanta wants a foul. They do get it. Longmire fouls Conway near midfield.
And we're going to get these moments now where Jackson Conway is going to end up doing a lot of selfless work that doesn't show up in the scorebook because Jackson Conway now is going to be playing up top by himself.
Into the 71st minute. Atlanta will take a free kick. Conway's going to get a yellow because he kind of just played it long. The ball was rolling. Our referee, Adara Monward, like I said, do not
She's had enough.
Test the referees after what they've had to deal with today.
Well, that yellow card aside, Jackson Conway is about to do a lot of really thankless work up top, trying to bring down long balls, trying to hold up play, stuff that's not going to show up in the scorebook, but that's going to help give his team a bit of a breather and really wear him down.
Well, what he just did was trying to give them a breather
as
well. He tried to lobby against the yellow card. The lobbying effort did not work.
Oh, this worked, though.
Tiente down the left side to Firmino. Firmino into the attacking third. Dribbling on Longmire. Takes it to the outside. Low cross blocked by Ensa. It's Tamimi who picks it back up, though. Passes forward to Firmino. Back out wide to Tamimi. Inside to Centeno. Great skill from Eric Centeno. Dribbles to the left. Pass deflected. Centeno comes back to regain possession for Atlanta.
Great defensive work.
Tony Tiente over to the right to Brennan. He's caught flat-footed. Here comes Huntsville. Skinner driving through the middle. Skinner all the way on a 60-yard run. Slips it into Liotti. Kick saved by Garces, but he gets over his foot into the goal. 2-2. Goal. Huntsville City. Garces got a right foot to it, but Azad Liotti makes it 2-2.
Well, it's a ball that's left a little bit short in the attacking half for Atlanta. Then you talked about it, man. That Skinner picks that ball up, and it's a 60-yard run. Getting the ball down, just doing all the work, lays it off to Liotti. It's great work from Garces to get a foot to it on a 1v1. And in a different world, maybe that takes a deflection and goes over the crossbar. Unfortunately for Atlanta, it takes a bounce and then just helplessly bounces into the back of the net.
73rd minute goal for Azad Liotti, his 7th of the year. Joey Skinner with the assist, his 1st of the year. And it was a great read from Skinner to step in front of Brennan, win that possession, and then take off on a 60, 70-yard run, and then a perfectly weighted ball to Liotti. Great work from Huntsville. Now it's 2-2, and now we are seriously in MLS Next Pro After Dark territory.
Yes, we are. We got less than 20 minutes to figure this out as a draw. And I don't know. I mean, what do you think? How do you feel about 21 rounds of PKs?
Might as well. It's back to Justin Garces. Atlanta United 2 is in possession in their own half. Insa steps in front of Firmino. Headed long. Tiente knocks it down to Centeno. Passed inside to Tiente. Tiente to Carlton. Tiente's upended. He's fouled. Free kick. Atlanta United 2. Tiente was fouled in the backwash. Huntsville looking for their second win on the road this season. 1-5-3 away from home. Atlanta United 2, maybe a little bit of PTSD after last week with a 2-1 lead. The opponents, Orlando City B, scored 2 goals in a minute's time. Atlanta's avoided that, but it is 2-2. They've got to get their bearings here. It's Huntsville in possession again in the attacking half. Swung over to Ensa. Ensa passed forward, dropped back to him. Cuts inside, squares it to the left to Desart. Desart's able to evade Brennan, but Aiden Torres steps in to intercept another pass. Brennan carries it forward to midfield. Brennan cuts inside, rides off a challenge, squares it to Tamimi. Has Firmino out wide. It's going to be Firmino who picks it up. And Firmino starts the attack into the attacking third. Overlapping run from Centeno. Passed inside, but it's intercepted by Kemi Amici. Ensa pushed from behind by Tamimi, goes down. Very intelligent there from Ensa to draw the foul.
Referee still not having any of it.
Do not test the referee at this stage of the night.
Letting Kareem Tamimi hear about it after Tamimi slows down the free kick.
Look, that's what happens when you have to spend 2 hours on the phone talking to pro about getting games played. That will drive you crazy. So Aderoy Monroy has done a great job tonight trying to keep everybody on the field at this stage as we are into the last 15 minutes of regulation. It's Huntsville in possession in their own half. Longmire, Suber, all the way up the left side to Skinner. Pass forward to right. Perry back to right. Perry, overlapping run from Skinner into the attacking third. Low cross. Liotti can't direct it on goal. Goal kick.
Good defensive work from Atlanta to close that down, but these chances are coming fast and furious for Huntsville City. And Atlanta's going to have some as Huntsville pushes forward as well. And you got to strike that balance of how much do you want that winner versus how much are you willing to really put yourself out there?
Substitutions coming for both teams. I think they wanted it there, but Atlanta took the goal kick quickly. Tamimi able to spin around Ensa the first time. Ensa fouls him to prevent him from breaking away. Actually, Tamimi commits the foul. Ensa was able to get the position. He draws the foul. So substitutions, one for each team. It's David Mejia coming in for Atlanta United 2. We will try to get both of these as we can. Joash coming in.
Excuse me.
He's replacing Isaiah Johnston. And Mejia checking in for Tamimi. Joash, the 22-year-old from England, played in college at Grand Canyon University.
Most likely going to stick Conway at the top more often, but Mejia very dangerous if he can be in a playmaking situation for Atlanta on the break.
Mejia with 2 goals and 1 assist this season, mostly from the bench. He's in the 2-man wall here. Ollie Wright with the free kick from 40 yards. Curls in a good delivery, but Atlanta's able to get it clear. Popped back into the 18. That's easy for Garces. He will gather it in and walk it out to the top of the 18. Rolls it out to Aiden Torres. Torres. Carlton Back to Torres. Pressure from Huntsville forces the turnover. Played inside to Liotti. He tries to play it to the outside. Atlanta's able to intercept that with Torres. Tuamasi clears. Suber heads it forward into the attacking half. Desart works it forward further down the left side to Perry. Perry tripped up and fouled by Nick Firmino. It's going to be a free kick. Firmino will get a yellow card. Free kick with a little under 12 minutes left in this one. And this free kick is further out than Firmino's and further out wide, so probably in the 35-yard range or so.
Still a dangerous spot for this to be for if you're Huntsville, where you can try and drop this or see if you can push this to one of the posts and see if you can catch Justin Garces and make him make a decision. Do you want to come get this, or are you going to wait and see what happens?
Ollie Wright and Perry standing over it. It was Wright who had that wicked curling delivery the last time from the near side. This one would be curling towards Garces' goal. Atlanta set the line at the top of the 18. This is maybe a little bit more inside of 30 yards, but wide of the 18-yard box. Wright, low to the near post, sliding deflection from Tuamasi. It's going to be a Huntsville throw in the attacking third on the left.
They're going to try and take this quickly. Oh, well, no, they're going to slow it down. But they might try and take that quickly and see if they can catch Atlanta. Tyrrell's trying to get their organization, especially with so many young players on the field.
80th minute, 2-2, Atlanta United 2 and Huntsville City. It's back to Longmire in the center circle. To his right to Joey Desart. Long diagonal to Nebiu Perry. Perry settles it, drops it to Skinner. Skinner all the way across. Pass intercepted. Carlton slid in to intercept, knocked it forward to Firmino. Spins back to his left. Has Tiente. Out wide to the left side, it's Luke Brennan who's moved over to the left. Brennan defended tightly by Ensa. Ensa comes away with it. Centeno grabs his shirt. Advantage played. Here comes Huntsville into the attacking half. Liotti spins to his left. It's Perry driving through the middle. Perry, left-footed shot. Low into the far side. Netting. Goal, goal, goal. Huntsville City. Nebiu Perry makes it 3-2 Huntsville.
Well, it's a turnover over here where Luke Brennan just gets knocked off the ball by Ensa. He wanted the foul, didn't get it. I love that the ref didn't blow the whistle, though. When Ensa, you have Firmino trying to pull, Centeno trying to pull Ensa back. He gets away. She doesn't blow it dead right away, so you get the advantage play. Ball goes down to the left-hand side eventually as it works its way, and then it's into the far corner past Justin Garces. Just like that, Huntsville has flipped this game.
81st minute goal for Nebiu Perry.
She's trying to get everybody back on the field at this point for Huntsville as they were celebrating over on the bench.
Thought Ensa might have fouled Brennan on the beginning. I thought it was right in front of us. I thought I heard the contact of Ensa catching Brennan. Not called. The break. Atlanta tried to slow it down. Centeno tries to commit the intentional foul. Didn't work.
And Brennan got the worst of it, too. He stayed down for a minute.
It's great work from Huntsville as they break forward, and that goal from Nebiu Perry, low to the far side netting, beats Justin Garces. 3-2 Huntsville. After trailing 2-1, they come all the way back to make it 3-2. Mejia, Firmino, combining into the attacking half. Squared to Carlton inside. Carlton drops it back to Tuamasi. Will Huntsville drop numbers behind the ball? Brennan bodied off of it once again in the attacking half. Pass forward to right. Down the left side. Here comes Huntsville again. Trying to turn the corner. Cross. Deflected. Corner upcoming for Huntsville from the left.
Once again, just the physicality really ramping up. And we've seen this a lot with, I think as the games go on, you just get tired and you start to feel it. And the bodies that can handle the physicality a little bit more survive there. Where Luke Brennan gets just bodied off the ball. Might have been a foul, but wasn't called. And Huntsville takes full advantage and is able to get going forward and create a dangerous opportunity and now a set piece.
It's great work on the break for Huntsville. Joash earning this corner. Huntsville will take their time. They have the 3-2 lead. They have the short options here as well. They take advantage of that.
Let's see how long she gives them to take their time.
Now they earn a throw. It's knocked out by Mejia. Throw in, drop back to Skinner. Squares it across to Longmire. Takes a touch to his right. Chips it into the 18 to the back post. Torres able to deflect the ball from Joash across, but it's a corner for Huntsville once again.
Atlanta still suffering here and feeling the pressure on Huntsville trying to lean onto them. Looks like you're getting another sub ready for Atlanta United too, however.
It's a corner from Huntsville in the far side. They have the short option. They use it. Ollie Wright drops it back. Huntsville's going to keep possession here. Dribbling inside of Carlton. Knocked to the top of the 18. Huntsville still on it. Moved over to Insa on the right. Insa with a shot off the post. And wide. Goal kick, Atlanta. Krasnovic, Insa almost put this game away.
No, Insa has been so aggressive. We're getting a sub here. Brennan's coming off. Who that is.
Rocket Rita into the match for Atlanta United 2. Rita's second appearance in MLS Next Pro. He has one assist. The 16-year-old part of the MLS Next Cup winning U16 team. It's played forward. Firmino flicks it on. Mejia chasing. Cleared by Suber. A little over 5 minutes left in this one. Huntsville City with the 3-2 lead, looking to make it 4. Liotti driving into the 18. Pass slipped through, but he just can't run through the traffic of Twumasi and Morales, but he does earn a corner.
Huntsville's been in the ascendancy as this has gone on in the second half, and it's been different people. Now it's Insa who's gotten really involved. He's gotten forward. He just put one off the post. It's Liotti there who's been able to be really aggressive and forces the corner, and just different guys picking up the slack for Huntsville as this game goes along.
It's the challenges of being one of the younger teams in MLS Next Pro. Last week had a 2-1 lead on the road, ended up losing 3-2. This week, 2-1 lead at home, trailing 3-2. They have a goal kick. Huntsville played that short, didn't work out. We're into the 86th minute now. Maybe a decent bit of stoppage time, but not a whole lot. We'll see. Nick Firmino dribbling forward for Atlanta United 2. Long diagonal to the right, looking for the long run of Rita. It's cleared away by Skinner. Huntsville out wide on the left, cutting inside now. Passed across to Liotti. Liotti lets it run. Amici shot. Goal. Huntsville City makes it for Kemi Amici.
Well, it starts there with that great ball down the left-hand side, and then the dummy across the right in the midfield. It's a really good dummy that allows Amici to get in. He puts his laces through it, sneaks it in between Garces and the far post, makes it 4-2 Huntsville.
That left foot from Kemi Amici, the 22-year-old from France, spent his time in the Lorient Academy, came to the States to go to college, went to Campbell, a teammate of Tyler Young's at Campbell. And Amici has been quite the find for Nashville. They signed him, sent him down to Huntsville City, and Kemi Amici, his 7th goal of the season to go along with 5 assists in 14 starts. One of the top players in MLS Next Pro, and he might have just put this game away late. Atlanta kicks off, shell-shocked, trailing 4-2. Mejia. Drop back to Firmino. Tiente at midfield. Got to make something happen here, Atlanta United 2. Tiente. Squared over to the right to Carlton. Further to the right to Torres. Up to Rita. Rita able to ride off a challenge. Tries to get around Ollie Wright. He's not having it. Huntsville back on it. Skinner. Up the left side. It's Torres who brings it down, but he's pressured, almost turns it over. Alan Carlton there to clean it up. Tries to dribble forward. He's fouled at midfield. Huntsville doesn't mind that at all. So we're into the 88th now. 4-2 Huntsville City. What a second half for them, and They will make a sub right now as Azad Liadi will leave the match.
Perrin Barnes coming in.
Liadi out, Perrin Barnes in. 9th appearance of the year for Barnes. Played in college at Butler, the 22-year-old from Aurora, Illinois. Liadi was very good up top for Huntsville City tonight. Played last year with Loudoun United. It's Atlanta United 2, needing a miracle now as they trail 4-2. So we're into the 89th minute. Efrain Morales in his own defensive third. Long through the middle looking for Conway. Longmire wins the header instead. Centeno plays it inside to Tiente. Tiente fouled by Barnes. Atlanta takes it quickly. It's Firmino down the left. Back heel to Centeno. Centeno, step over. Takes it out wide. Cuts inside now. Centeno drops to Mejia. Inside to Carlton. Back to Tiente. All the way over to Torres. Further to Rocket Rita. Back to Torres. Torres trying to make something happen. Knocks it back to Morales under some pressure. Tuamasi. Tiente in the center circle. Back to Tuamasi. Atlanta just can't get forward right now. Great work up top by Huntsville to just keep chasing. Ollie Wright and Perrin Barnes. Tuamasi to Carlton. Carlton bodied off the ball. Here comes Huntsville City. Across to Amici. Amici wants to load up that left foot one more time. He backheels instead. Morales read it, but it's still there. Ensa, top of the 18. Cuts inside to his left. Out wide. Back to Ensa. Drop to Amici. Shot blocked. 90th minute now. Huntsville City in the corner. Firmino trying to win, and he does. Up the line to Mejia. Mejia overhits the pass intended for Firmino. It's intercepted by Desart. Seconds remaining in regulation now.
Just feels like Atlanta's pushing and they're gassed and they're just really trying too hard to make everything connect perfectly, and Huntsville in a really comfortable spot.
Drop back to Suber. He squares it to Longmire. Can go all the way back to his goalkeeper, Burner. We are into stoppage time now, and there will be 4 minutes to play. Atlanta's got to find 2 goals in 4 minutes to force a shootout.
Why not? Sun's already gone down. Might as well get weird.
Burner, long diagonal to Ensa. Chests it down. Amici at midfield. Drops it back to Ensa. Huntsville can play a little hide and seek with the ball now at this point as Atlanta United's got to chase, and they don't have a whole lot of legs to do the chasing. Burner over to Suber. Suber up the left side. That's headed away by Torres. Rita. Tries to dribble forward. Skinner knocks it out for an Atlanta throw. Aiden Torres. 40 seconds into stoppage time. A little over 3 minutes left. Atlanta just can't get the ball in play quickly enough.
Torres trying to steal a couple yards on the throw-in as well.
Torres with the throw down the line. Battle for it. Huntsville wins the battle. Ollie Wright tries to dribble past Carlton. Can't do it. Carlton skipping up the touchline earns a throw. 3 minutes of stoppage time left. Torres, long throw. Looking for Conway. Can't run it down. Does it deflect off of Huntsville?
It does.
Yes, it does. It's going to be a corner for Atlanta United 2. Got to get something here. Tiente goes across to take it.
Garce is telling everybody, go ahead and get forward.
Have to. You have no choice here. Huntsville drops everybody back into the 18.
There's no reason to be around me.
Tiente will take it. It's going to be an outswinger from the far side. A little over 2 minutes left in stoppage time. Tiente delivers. Top of the 6, headed away. It's back out wide to Carlton. Gives it to Tiente. Back to Carlton. Carlton puts a cross into the 18. Conway goes up for it, can't connect. Firmino will run it down on the left side. Firmino. 3 defenders step to him. Mejia, top of the 18. Hits a rocket over the crossbar. Goal kick.
That's a great look from Mejia and great work from Firmino. Firmino had 3 bodies closing him down, finds a little bit of space. Mejia gets a good look from just outside the box at an angle, puts it over the crossbar. With that, might have been the last hope for Atlanta United, too.
That's Mejia's spot, too. He hit it well, but it was rising the whole way over the crossbar. It's going to be a goal kick for Huntsville City. Less than 90 seconds remaining in stoppage time in the second half. An incredible comeback in the second half here in Marietta. Huntsville City was down 2-1. They're up 4-2 now. Carlton heads it forward, looking for Conway. Conway with a push in the back. It's going to be a free kick for Huntsville at midfield, and they will take their time. There's only 60 seconds left.
And it's frustrating right there for Jackson Conway as well. And we talked about him having to do a lot of dirty work. It's been a really physical second half. You start running out of gas. It's harder to control yourself in those physical moments without just leaning on somebody and getting a little reckless.
Chipped long into the attacking third. That's going to get over the end line for an Atlanta goal kick. 30-plus seconds left. Played short to Morales. Over to Tuamasi. Tuamasi plays it long down the middle, looking for Conway, wrestling with Suber. Conway does come down with it. Just can't make anything happen, though. Suber blocks it. It's over to Rita out wide on the right. Rocket trying to manufacture something there. He does get a throw. There's just not enough time for Atlanta United 2. Thrown into Conway. Conway dribbling into the middle. Squares it to Firmino. Firmino just trying to find something here, and there's nothing there. It's dropped back to Morales at midfield. We're past the 4 minutes. Morales across to the right to Torres. Torres forward to Conway. Conway trying to turn down the right. Back heel to Rita. And that is full time. Huntsville City with a great comeback to make this a 4-2 win on the road, their second win on the road this season, and a win in Jack Collison's 100th game as a manager. Congrats to our old friend Jack Collison on the big win tonight. A crazy night, one that we will probably never forget. We were supposed to be starting at 7:30 in Kennesaw. We ended up starting at 8:30 here in Marietta. And it was just a weird game for Atlanta United, too. They looked really good at times, but Huntsville City was able to handle all of the craziness, all of the weirdness, a change in location, falling behind 2-1 in the second half, and they get the 3 points in a 4-2 win.
They did. They really weathered it in the second half, and we said Atlanta would suffer in the second half, and they did, and they just weren't able to capitalize. I go back, Jason, to the first half where Atlanta had a chance to make it 2 or 3-0 early in the first half and really knock the wind out of Huntsville's sails. Atlanta responded really well after giving up a goal in the first half after Bolaños scored with the Galasso free kick from Nick Firmino. But in the second half, I think you saw the age and the strength and just the maturity and physicality really win out for this Huntsville team. A very impressive performance from a team that has been on the ascendancy in the last few weeks.
This is the part of the postgame that we would go through the stats. We don't have any.
No.
Because we had to move locations and things got a little out of whack here. So we don't have any of that for you. We can talk about 3 stars, though, and this is going to be a little bit from just our perspective of the game on the Atlanta United 2 side. Again, sorry, Huntsville City fans, for not having any stats. From the Huntsville perspective, Kemi Amici was outstanding. I thought Krasnovic Ensa was really good, playing as that third center back and then playing as a right back. But Kemi Amici, to me, he is such a special player. That was a great find from Nashville to sign him undrafted, sign him to an MLS deal, and he is just blossoming with Huntsville.
He is, and he really came on in the second half. We know he had the goal really to cap off the performance, but when somebody in the second half, like Skinner dominated that first half, I think, for Huntsville. He gets the assist after creating the opportunity. He earns it. He gets Sean Lanza into yellow card trouble, has a very good first half. Somebody else had to step up, and Amici did that. And he kept doing it. He kept popping up in dangerous areas and kept challenging Atlanta's defense to deal with him. And then as he started drawing more attention, you mentioned Ensa. Ensa started getting forward more and more on the right-hand side, trying to create problems. And, again, just getting it to the point where you don't know who you're trying to close down. You're tired. You're worn out. Defending is really hard. It's been a physical game, and both of them really stepped up and turned the screw in a really professional way on Atlanta.
Yeah, really good game from Huntsville. So a good game from Atlanta United, too, at times, but you have to now worry a little bit before we get to the 3 stars. Back-to-back games where you have a 2-1 lead and it gets away from you. That's a learning lesson for a young team, but it's also a frustrating lesson that you have to deliver if you're Steve Cook.
It is. I think they're both different, though, in that last week's was silly mistakes at the back when you have a man advantage against Orlando. Not all losses, not all wins are created equally. I think that one's a unique one because it's silly mistakes. This one, it's you didn't manage it as well as you needed to. You didn't manage the physicality of it. You didn't manage dealing with a team that kept coming after you. And we talked about it. Jack Collison teams, if we know the blueprint at this point because we saw it here in Atlanta, he's going to come after you. He's going to attack. He's going to leave his defense exposed. And guys like Ensa, guys like Longmire, guys like Cicerone really got put on islands at times and did pretty good work for the most part. Had a couple errors, but didn't really get punished by them. But overall, I thought they handled it. I thought Huntsville handled it pretty well. And yeah, Atlanta's going to have questions to answer about this and training about it. It's kind of a gut check thing. You're good enough to get on top, but now you need to show that you can stay on top. And that's part of the next lesson. We talked about it with Luke Brennan, that the lessons were, I need you to impact the game. Great. Now I need you to impact the game on the score sheet. Great. And you want to keep making those strides. Well, the next stride is, okay, you're good enough to get on top of these teams. Older, veteran teams, and you're getting on top of them. And you're finding ways to push them around. Now you need to find ways to finish it.
At 2-1, Atlanta United 2 off of the goal from Firmino. That set the single-season scoring record for Atlanta United 2. From 2-1, the second half for Huntsville City, especially as we progressed, Zagliati with the shot going off the foot of Justin Garces. That made it 2-2 in the 73rd minute. Nebiu Perry across the grain from the left side, back to the far side netting. Low shot, beat Garces. That made it 3-2 in the 80th. 7 minutes later, it was Kemi Amici with the fourth one, 4-2, with that magical left foot. On the Atlanta United 2 side, our 3 stars of the evening. Number 1, I think you have to give it to the Magic Man, Nick Firmino, for that golazo and for setting the new single-season scoring record for the club. Just can't say enough about Firmino. It's not just the magic goals, but it's also the overall play. Firmino did everything he could here, but couldn't get the 3-point sealed.
Even when things don't come off, Nick Firmino is just so magical about his ability to not only be successful and create moments, but set his teammates up and make his teammates better. Even at the end there, you almost get that consolation goal with David Mejia putting his foot through it and going over the crossbar. And the reason you find that is Nick Firmino, with 3 defenders around him, is able to work a little bit of space and play a great ball through to Mejia. Firmino has I'm running out of ways to explain how good he has been this year.
Signing autographs for the kids here at the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. I think there was an academy training session going on as we all invaded over here. Oh, there's other fields that could have finished their session on and then come over and watch a game in front of them.
If you're going to cut your session short, this is a good reason.
You get to see that bomb from Firmino, absolutely. Second star for me would go to Aiden Torres. I thought in his second start as a professional, started in the midfield, moved to right back at halftime, rarely put a foot wrong. Aiden Torres, 15 years old, only 2 starts under his belt in MLS Next Pro, part of the U.S. Youth National Team pool. He is absolutely one to watch, and I think it's pretty clear now why. He was signed to a professional deal at 15 with that future homegrown deal coming into effect next season.
He's just so damn smart. And his IQ, his awareness, like I said, it's almost like he's got eyes in the side and the back of his head, like he's got that prey vision, that 360 vision around him. He's just so aware of everything that's going on, and his ability to just take, boom, one quick touch, know where somebody is, to get himself out of trouble, to make himself available for others as well. It's only going to get better. It's so impressive at the age of 15.
Third star, Tony Tiente, I think, holding things down in the midfield. Just does so many different things that, doesn't always get recognized. I thought Tony Tiente very good tonight. So that's our 3 stars, Firmino, Torres, and Tiente. Man of the match, you have to give it to Kemi Amici. I think, in my opinion, he's outstanding for Huntsville City. That's going to do it for us on the SDH Network. Thank you for hanging out with us. Thank you for finding us if you are a Huntsville City fan. Thank you for bearing with us as we tried to figure out our bearings here in Marietta, not Kennesaw, but it was a fun night, a great match to call. Again, congrats to our friend Jack Collison on a win in his 100th match as a manager. That's going to do it for us. For Jarrett Smith, I'm Jason Longshore. For John Nelson as well, who's downstairs doing post-game interviews. That's it for us from the Children's Healthcare of Atlanta Training Ground. Huntsville City wins tonight 4-2.